Hi, Math 2. So you have finished the first part of the assignment for Tuesday, or whenever you're doing this, the homework assignment I posted. You are now on the second step, which is watching a video. Okay? So one of the things that you're going to be asked to do in questions number 510 is something along the lines of this. Okay? I'm not going to actually write the exact same question that Math 10 has, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to write something like this. Okay? So sometimes you may have something like log base 9 of 14. Okay? And this question is asking you to evaluate this expression. It is an expression, right? Evaluate the following expressions. And sometimes when we're asked to evaluate an expression, especially when logarithms are new, we forget that if we're asked to evaluate this, we can always turn it into an equation. I mean, back in the day, and it was a long time ago, I know, when you were asked to do this, okay, that was a question, I don't know how far back. Back in the day, believe it or not, when you were asked to evaluate this expression, many of you would do something like this. Okay, 18 divided by 2 equals x. Maybe you'll say, okay, that means 18 divided by 2 equals x. Oh, 9 equals x, right? You would kind of turn that which you're evaluating, especially when division was new for you. You may have turned the expression into an equation just to make it more, I don't know, obvious to you that you are actually solving something. I mean, an expression is nothing more than asking you to solve an equation, right, where the unknown has already been isolated. I mean, think of it that way, right? So when we're given this expression, log base 9 of 14, and we're told to evaluate it, let's just do this for a second. Let's just turn this expression into an equation, right, where the thing that we're solving for, x, is already isolated. I mean, that's not bad. And now because log base 9 of 14, I mean, there is no integral power of 9 that I'd raise it to get me to 14. Maybe you will then take this, this equation. Maybe you may rewrite it this way. Rewrite as, let's see, 9 to the x equals 14. And I put a dot, dot, dot here because what did I rewrite it as? I rewrote it as an exponential equation. And then guess what you're going to do now? You are now going to solve this using a common logarithm, just like we did in class, well, class air quotes Zoom, and the homework you just did. Now, here's where things get really interesting though. When you're given expressions to evaluate, okay, I'm going to put a dot, dot, dot here because you know what to do, right? You'd finish, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say finish using the common logarithm. And what that means is you're going to finish solving for x by rewriting 9 and 14 as exponents of the base of 10, hence the word common, okay? All right, but here's where I want you to look at these. I want you to eyeball these for a second because sometimes you'll have use of a calculator and then sometimes you won't. So I'm going to give you a bunch right here. Okay, so here are A, B, C, D, 4 expressions, and you're asked to evaluate them. And I'm going to say 2 of them are doable. No, let me make that 3. 3 of them are doable without a calculator. 1 of them is not. And maybe it's been a couple days since you've kind of remembered how to say this, But log base 16 of 14 is asking you, what is the exponent that 16 needs to be raised to get you to 4, okay? What is the exponent, because logarithm just means exponent, what is the exponent that 2 needs to be raised to get you to 8, okay? I think that many of you probably see, oh, log base 2 of 8, the exponent that 2 is raised to get you to 8, it's not 4, it's not 4, don't you dare say 4, it's 3. So we solved one of those pretty easily. What about this one? The exponent that 16 is raised to give you 4. Well, many of you probably see that the square root of 16 is 4, but square root means nothing more than the power of what, everyone? The power of 1/2. So log base 16 of 4 is 1/2, okay? How about this one? What is the exponent that 7 is raised to get you to 2? And this is where, again, just kind of your comfort with thinking about powers is going to be very helpful. This one, I hope you would say, oh, you need a calculator. And let's talk about how you would do that. Well, let's see. I need a calculator. Maybe you'll take this step over here and you'll say, okay, I got to figure out log base 7 of 2. That equals some unknown. Maybe I will rewrite that as 7 to the x equals 2. And that, what would you do now? Yes, you would proceed. Proceed by using the common logarithm, right? And we're back at again at our lesson from Monday. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. What is the exponent that pi needs to be raised to give you pi squared? Some of you will automatically say, see, oh, this just equals 2, okay? Some of you may say, I remember something about a power swinging out front. I remember something about a power swinging out front. Let's see. Log base pi of pi squared. This power, whoops. Okay. This is a power, right? This can be rewritten as 2 times log base pi of pi. But what's log base pi of pi? That just equals what? The power that pi is raised to give you pi is 1. So 2 times 1 equals 2. Either way, you get to the same place. I bet that some of you are feeling a little bit like, why does this property work again? Why could you swing that in front again? I know. So don't worry, we will revisit all of these properties. There's going to be a point where we kind of do, remember what we did with that quadratics sheet, Ava, at the beginning of the binder? We like filled out a big kind of cover all topics that have to do with quadratic functions. We will do the same thing with logarithms as well. Okay, so that should give you good info for when you look at question number 510. The danger with tackling number 510 and automatically saying, oh, just grab your calculator, is that you're not going to be able to, or you won't be exercising the times when you're asked to evaluate a logarithm without a calculator. So I like the fact that in number 510, the sentence there says, notice those for which a calculator is not necessary. Okay, so there's 2 tasks here. One is figuring out which one does not require a calculator. And then 2, once you recognize a calculator is not required, do you then evaluate it correctly? Okay, so this should help with that. And you are all set to go to the final step of the homework, which is those last 2 remaining questions. All right, goodbye, everybody.